I'm over here with Braden here from Rocketbox. Let me go ahead and show you their booth right here. But they are a company that does equipment for pre-rolls. And with our Groovy Doobies, we are looking right now to find a more efficient way that we can make more cannabis joints to be able to lower our price down to the retailer as well as to the consumer. So I'm going to go ahead and let Braden talk a little bit about this machine, what the value is, and why we're doing it. It's all yours.
Thanks, Brad. So yeah, I'm Braden. This is the bottom tray of the Rocketbox. Essentially, what you're going to do here is drop in your cones that you use for the joints. After that, so you're going to take some funnels here in this top tray. Go ahead and secure that on top. You'll pull these trays, go ahead and put them in the machine.
So basically we're taking the cones and we're taking the cannabis. When do we start loading the cannabis into the cones? Is that done over here on that side?
So you do that when the machine is running. So you've got the machine here, it's loading up on pressure underneath, as you can see by the number here. And once that hits 60, you're gonna get a little bit of vibration here. Let's turn that on. So now you're looking at a little bit of how the Rocketbox packs the joints by vibrating the whole tray. Make sure you get a nice even fill throughout the entire joint as you spread your material on top during the vibration. This bottom tray that'll be holding your cones, you can kind of see a couple of the cones peeking out from the bottom there that I dropped in.
Yeah.
Those come in different sizes that are volumetrically engineered to make sure that you don't overfill. You know, basically using the average density of flour there. And the other part is with this top tray on top. What you'll see is these funnels also act as a limiter. Make sure that once your flour is in there, it doesn't get overfilled and then you can't smoke the joint afterward or it gets, you know, too crowded.
Does this have the ability to do, say, quarter size cones, like half gram joints? What is the,
We'd recommend different papers for that. So essentially you'd use the same size paper or same size cone, but what you do is you'd have a longer filter.
Okay.
So that filter is going to take up more space, less room for the flour. You know, since they are, you know, volumetrically, it does focus a lot on the space for the flour. But if the space in the cone, you know, is taken up by that filter, you don't really have to worry too much about, you know, flour getting into it.
So when you're looking at the different size cones, a 1 gram cone is going to be much larger than a quarter gram cone.
Absolutely.
So you're saying basically you're not going to lose any flour outside of a quarter gram versus a gram with the cups that you have here.
Sure, yeah, so the trays are all compatible with one another. So this bottom tray holding the cone, that's what's going to change sizes, but the top tray will be compatible with any of them.
How many joints does it produce, and in time frame, talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So what you're looking at with this tray here, you're looking at 453 joints. So if you're doing 1 gram joints, you're going to use 1 pound of flour for one run, half gram, half pound, of course. And the other part is it takes about 3 minutes for the machine cycle. You'll need time for your team to close the joints afterwards, of course. But in terms of the machine cycle, it's about 3 minutes, and you'll have them all packed and filled, ready to be, you know, closed out. With one machine, you can do up to 25,000 joints in the course of an 8-hour shift.
Okay, so the other question that I would have is, based on the ground or the portion of how they're grinding up the cannabis itself, does your machine, can you change, I know you can change like the vibration speed. Is there a way that you can change the density of how much it's packing down into the cannabis joint?
Certainly.
Or is that something that has to be done with a tool to be able to, you know, push down the cannabis?
Yeah, so a lot of that is going to depend on your flour, but beyond that, you can customize the machine cycle and make it shorter so that it's not packing in for as long and it's not going to get quite as dense.
Okay.
And there are a couple other, you know, little tips and tricks you can do, but what it really comes down to is that, you know, with the machine, you get a full day of on-site training. So our expert comes out to your facility. They're going to take a look at, you know, every little part of it from post-grind, your moisture level, you know, the papers using all the above, and give you every little tip and trick we picked up from our hundreds of clients to make sure that you know exactly how to make the exact joints that you want.